Hey, what's up guys? It's Tibbs, and as I stated in my previous video, today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I don't want to talk to you guys about Classic WoW gameplay or why I think Classic WoW was great, at least from a feature standpoint. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been bothering me a little bit lately, a disturbing trend that I've noticed over the past 2 years or so, and a trend that seems to be continuing onward for the next couple of years to come. Why are no AAA companies making MMOs anymore? Now, technically, that's not entirely true. There are a couple of big studios working on some notable MMOs right now. Amazon Studios is working on their New World MMO, which I think is set to release in 2019. At least some kind of publicly testable version is. There's a couple of other studios working on some games too. But it seems like the vast majority, I'm sorry, it doesn't seem like, it's just a fact. The vast majority of MMOs currently in development are being developed either by independent studios or by the Eastern market. And that's obviously very unfortunate. As somebody that grew up playing MMOs like RuneScape, Ultima Online, and obviously World of Warcraft, it's very sad to see a genre that I consider to be the pinnacle of gaming slowly slip away into obscurity, at least from a AAA gaming standpoint. And I want to talk to you guys about why I think that's happening, and more importantly, how I think this could potentially change. So let's dive into the causes. Why aren't AAA companies investing in MMOs anymore? At the end of the day, it comes down to money, obviously, and that should come as no surprise to any of you guys. The vast majority of AAA companies that you guys know, like EA, Activision Blizzard, Rockstar, a lot of these companies are publicly traded entities, meaning that stock in these companies is publicly available to anybody. You can buy or sell shares of these companies online with your brokerage, however you want to do it. These companies, or a large part of these companies, are essentially owned by the public. And as a result, like any other publicly traded entity, these gaming companies have an obligation first and foremost to their investors. And I don't know if any of you guys are investors. I'm sure a lot of you guys have your own 401k portfolios or something like that. At the end of the day, investors care about one thing, and that is their ROI, their return on investment. If you are an investor, and all you care about is your bottom line, is your return on investment, then it's very easy to look at the company you're invested in, examine the market trends that are occurring in the industry of that company, and pressuring that company to pursue those market trends. And again, we're talking about gaming here. What is the largest, most proliferating market trend in the entirety of gaming right now? Mobile games. It seems that even Blizzard, the mighty Blizzard Entertainment, that has had such a pristine reputation in the PC gaming scene for the past decades, is now also following suit and pursuing the mobile gaming genre as well. And it's very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. Now, I just want to say, I'm not somebody that's intrinsically against mobile games. I know a lot of people have a lot of hatred towards mobile games. I personally don't understand that too much. I play mobile games in my free time when I'm like in the bathroom or, when I'm waiting for something to download or something. I can definitely see their allure and their appeal in the modern day environment. But at the end of the day, I'm a PC gamer at heart, and it just really, really sucks to see mobile gaming becoming the priority for these AAA companies. And the reason why AAA companies being absent from the MMO development scene is so impactful is because MMORPGs by design are very expensive games to make. The original World of Warcraft back in 2004 cost $63 million to develop, according to Vivendi, which used to own a big share in Blizzard. This was back in the early 2000s. $63 million, probably somewhere around $80 to $85 million today if you adjust for inflation. That's a lot of money, especially in an era where games like Candy Crush and a lot of these other puzzle mobile games that you see today can cost as little as like $10,000 to make. You can see why developers are pursuing mobile games instead of MMOs. MMOs are a lot riskier, and they just cost so much money because of all of the different elements that go into play, the networking that's required to make sure servers are up. You have all of the art assets. You have the size of the world. You have to make sure people can play in congruency. It seems like an absolute nightmare to develop an MMO, and it probably is, and as a result, it just doesn't seem worth it anymore to developers. Now, I do want to give some credit to the indie companies that I mentioned earlier. Yes, there are a lot of indie companies out there that are trying their hands at the MMO market, a lot of smart indie developers that seem to understand what makes MMOs great, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, as much as I respect these developers and admire their courage, it just costs a lot of money to pull off an MMO. And we've seen MMOs that spent hundreds of millions of dollars, like Star Wars The Old Republic, still fall short of expectations. Because at the end of the day, again, it's just a very, very difficult genre to navigate. There's so many moving parts, and we've only seen very few MMOs succeed in the past decade. So to all those indie developers, I certainly wish them luck. I'm cheering for them. I'm rooting for them. But in all likelihood, if history is an accurate precedent, then it does not seem like many of those companies will be successful. And a lot of those companies will probably either never release the game to begin with, or if they do, will probably come up short of expectations, which really sucks. Again, I've said that word like 1,000 times this video. I'll say that phrase even more. It really sucks to see the only companies that have the financial backing to pull off successful MMOs shy away and retreat from the genre. As I said at the start of this video, I do think there's a potential for that to change. Now, a lot of you guys in the industry might think I'm crazy, especially those that are familiar with the mobile gaming trends. I've talked to a lot of developers about this video in particular, and they've all said that I'm insane. Nothing's changing. MMOs are dead. Nobody's going to waste their time and resources on these MMOs. But I do choose to believe that there is hope. And that hope, ironically enough, lies in Classic WoW. Classic WoW is a very important game. Not just for the World of Warcraft franchise, which has been suffering as of late, not just for Blizzard Entertainment, but for also the entire PC gaming industry, more specifically the MMORPG genre. If Classic WoW can come back in bold and gargantuan fashion, like a lot of us hope it will, that certainly lends credence to the idea that developers might take a second look at the genre. At the end of the day, I'm not privy to the inner workings of AAA developers. I don't know, just how easy it is to make mobile games versus MMOs. I don't know how much more cost effective it is. But you have to believe that if Classic WoW is a resounding success, it might at least cause the executives at Blizzard or EA or Rockstar or any other AAA company to stop for a second and say, you know what? Maybe we should try one of these again, or maybe we should try one of these for the first time. It looks like there's a market there. It looks like people are willing to pay for these games. Maybe we should give this genre another shot. I know a lot of you guys might think this is wishful thinking. It's a romanticized view on the industry, and I'm probably really naive for even thinking this and hoping this. But at the end of the day, it's very easy to be pessimistic about the PC gaming scene. I choose to be optimistic. In cases where I can be. So Classic WoW, a very important game, obviously from just a gamer standpoint, but also an important game for the entire MMORPG genre. I certainly hope it's successful, not just because I make Classic WoW YouTube videos, but also because I'm one of those guys that, as much as I love Classic WoW, I still think MMOs have a long way to go. And, the MMO that I have in my mind, the fantasy MMO that I'm sure a lot of us think about in our free time, that game is going to be incredible. And I hope that AAA developers with big and deep pockets tackle it one more time. And I hope that someday soon, maybe in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, we do see MMORPGs become the titans of the industry that they once were. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. I just wanted to share these thoughts with you today. Let me know what you thought of this video, guys. I'm very interested to hear your guys' thoughts. I'd love to rant about the industry more, but at the end of the day, as a content creator, I serve the people who have supported me and watched my content. And if it's something that you guys don't like, no worries. I won't make videos like this anymore. But it's something that I wanted to try, especially in this content gap between now and Classic WoW Alpha. I just kind of wanted to vent my thoughts on the industry. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I'll see you guys on twitch.tv/tipsoutbaby during the week, although I'll be gone for the next couple of days on a trip. I'll be back Saturday, so I'll be gone again for the next couple of days. But hope to see you guys when I get back. Have a wonderful day, fellas. And as always, tips out, baby.